Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 17th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Man, what a weird storm that was last night. I got a few rumbles here at my house. A friend on the Eastern Shore got pelted with hail the size of grapes. George from DCMDVA Weather was really pretty spot on with that forecast, that's for sure. That's, of course, why we use them. All right, let's get into today's news, shall we? The city of Annapolis is looking at a $300,000 verdict for negligence stemming from a bike accident in June of 2017. Matthew Hager filed suit after the front wheel of his bike got caught in a gap in a storm drain. He suffered significant physical injuries, loss of work for a while, and some permanent disfigurement. Normally, this type of an incident would not escalate to court. For some reason, the city refused to settle, and a jury was the one that made the decision. The main issue was that the city knew of this hazard from a similar accident back in 2012. They existed all over the city. They purchased the hardware to correct the hazard, but ultimately, they never fixed it. We reached out to the city to see if all of the storm drains were currently fixed and also to see whether they had any statement on the verdict. But all we got from City Attorney Mike Lyles was, "We have no comment at this time." According to court records, the city is requesting a new trial, and I took the lawsuits where the city was named as a defendant, and so far under Mayor Buckley, that count is 45. Under Mayor Panelides, there were 37 suits as the city is the defendant, and Mayor Cohen had 42. Now, if the city is unsuccessful in getting a new trial and the verdict does remain, it may have a negative impact on the city's bond ratings. Settlements, on the other hand, do not. If you own a Honda Civic or an Acura TL, you better beware. The Annapolis Police Department is investigating a rash of airbag thefts where passenger side windows were broken out and the steering wheel airbag was stolen. And when I say a rash, I mean it. 13 separate instances were reported on May 13th alone. Generally, they were in the apartment community off of Edgewood Road and in the area of the 1901 apartments at Chinkapin Round Road and West Street. 12 Civics and 1 Acura TL. Strangely, APD did not send out a daily police report via email regarding all of this, but they opted just to post a simple link on their Facebook page. The Maiden Factor will be returning to Annapolis after a 33-year hiatus. For those of us of a certain age, the Maiden Factor was an all-female boat that competed in the 1989 Whitbread Around the World race. The skipper of that boat, Tracy Edwards, learned that the boat was rotting, and in 2014, she bought it and had it restored, and now is sailing the world with the message of women empowerment. She will be in Annapolis for 16 days and will be docked at City Dock, and she is scheduled to arrive at 11 a.m. this morning. There is a documentary that's been produced about that sailing team, and it will be shown on Friday evening at the Annapolis Summer Garden Theater. It's really a compelling story, and the vessel will be available for tours and educational opportunities. And right after her arrival, Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley and a bunch of other politicians, I am sure, will be at the Eastport Shopping Center to highlight the new mobility options while the Hillman Garage is being rebuilt. There will be the Bird electric scooters that I told you about last week and the Bird electric bikes. There is going to be an Uber-esque app called Annapolis Go, which will allow you to call a ride on demand anywhere in the city and get anywhere in the city for only $2. There will be 8-seat golf carts making circular loops around the garages, the State House, downtown, Maryland Avenue, West Street, and finally the purple shuttles that are going garage to garage downtown. The public is encouraged to attend this and check out all the different options. It gets underway at noon at that Eastport Shopping Center, and I do suspect that the mayor will scooter over to City Dock because at 2 p.m. he is going to be the first person to book a ride with the new Annapolis Go app. I also saw a huge line of regular beach bikes locked up to the market house that are for rent, but I believe that's a private enterprise. So come on out at noon. We'll see you there. We are getting ready for commissioning week next week, and that will be a crazy week for sure. But today, Navy Sports announced that both the men's and women's rugby clubs have gotten a promotion. They are now both considered varsity sports. Rugby has a history in the academy dating back to 1963 and produced 42 All-American players. And in 2018, Connor McNerney won the Rudy Schultz Award, which I understand is like the Heisman of rugby. And here's an interesting factoid. Of the schools that play football, Navy sits in second place with the most varsity sports with 35, just behind Ohio State and Stanford, who are tied with 36. If you are a fan of Irish music, the Annapolis Irish Festival is back on July 16th, and tickets are on sale now at AnnapolisIrishFest.com. But before that, Derek Warfield and the Young Wolfe Tones will be back at Killarney House for 2 nights only in June 21st and June 22nd, and tickets are going quickly, so that's why I'm giving you the early notice. Go grab a pair right now. It'll be a fun night with Derek Warfield. You want to go to KillarneyHousePub.com. And finally, it is Ticket Tuesday from Rams Head on Stage, but we're going to add in some Bay Sox tickets this week. I have a bunch of pairs. For Rams Head, we have 2 tickets to see KT Tunstall on this Thursday, and I have 10 pairs of Bay Sox tickets. Just reach out to me somehow, Twitter, DM, or email, and let me know which ones you want, and if I have them left, they're yours. Simple as that. And make sure that you check out all the other great shows coming up to Rams Head at ramsheadonstage.com. And I just saw a notice yesterday that the Sugar Hill Gang Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn is coming to Annapolis pretty soon. Some podcast news up this Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, Sailor Pet Care, and next weekend, Royal Jewelers. I was not motivated yesterday, as you could probably tell, so that bonus podcast with Jeremy from Annapolis Pride is going to be dropping at noon today. And I also just noticed that the Harbor Queen is going to be hosting a drag cruise on June 10th for Pride Month. That will be a blast. And please, keep letting your friends know about the Daily News Brief. It is so much appreciated, and if you can drop us a review somewhere, that would be great too. All right, that is it. And a quick thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief, Solar Energy Services, Rehab to Perform, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long End Foster Company. So now hang tight. We have George Young from DC MDVA Weather standing by with your locally forecast weather. All of that in just a bit.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, May 17th. Yesterday worked out really well for the Annapolis region in terms of severe weather, with the exception of one very strong severe storm that did move through portions of southern Anne Arundel County with very strong winds and hail in the mid-afternoon and early evening hours, but overall it was a fairly safe day. Now we have a fairly nice week to look forward to before some summertime heat moves in Friday and Saturday. Look for breezy highs today near 80 degrees with plenty of sunshine, followed by more sun Wednesday with PM highs in the low to mid-70s, with temps then back near 80 for PM highs on Thursday with a chance of some showers and thunderstorms late in the day into the nighttime hours, with sunshine and PM highs in the mid-80s to maybe near 90 degrees in spots on Friday, followed by upper 80s to mid-90s on Saturday with plenty of sun, though with a chance of some PM storms, ahead of a small chance of showers on Sunday with PM highs again near 80 degrees. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DC MDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely be sure to download our DC MDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google app stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
One of the most common questions we get, how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Let's make 2022 the year that you freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.